Okay, let's dive in. We're looking at something pretty common, but honestly, it can feel like a high-stakes situation, right? Ordering food in English when you're maybe not totally fluent.
Oh, absolutely. Especially when you're hungry, the pressure just mounts up.
Totally. So we're going deep into this.
Yeah, and our source material today, it's really interesting. It's not just a list of phrases. It's structured, like step by step. The idea is to get you genuinely ready for walking into a restaurant in an English-speaking place.
Right, like immediately ready.
Exactly. So our mission here is to pull out the absolute essential bits, the key phrases, sure, but also, the flow of the conversation.
Okay, so the source
Yep.
paints this picture.
Yeah.
You've just walked in, you're standing there, maybe by the entrance or a host stand,
Mm-hmm.
and you need to talk to someone.
Mhm.
That's our starting point, that initial moment.
Yep, that first interaction, it really sets the stage for everything else.
So let's break down that first bit. Getting seated, getting the menu. What are the absolutely critical things to say right then?
Yeah.
People sometimes freeze, right? Or just say, like, table.
Yeah, or maybe point, it happens, but the source really highlights a key phrase, a table for two, please, or, however many people.
A table for two, please. Simple enough.
It is, but that please and the structure itself are doing some heavy lifting. It's polite, it's clear. Compare that to just saying, we want a table. That can come across as a bit abrupt.
Right. It signals you understand the sort of politeness rules.
Exactly. It shows respect for the server's role. It just makes things smoother from the get-go. You're asking, not demanding.
Okay, makes sense. So you've used that phrase, you're led to your table, you sit down, now what? You need the menu.
Right, the next step. And again, politeness is key. The source points to using those modal verbs like can or could.
So not just menu.
Definitely not just menu. The phrase to lock in is, can I see the menu, please? Or could I see the menu, please? That can I or could I softens it.
It makes it a request, not an order.
Precisely. It shows that deference we talked about. It helps build a little rapport, makes the whole interaction feel less transactional, maybe.
Yeah, I can see that. Okay, so we've got our table. We've politely asked for the menu. Now comes the main event, actually ordering the food. And this is where, the menu might be huge or confusing.
Yeah, decision time. And the source actually gives you a kind of escape hatch, which I think is brilliant. If you're feeling overwhelmed, unsure what to pick,
What is it?
you just ask, what do you recommend? Simple as that.
No, that's good. It shifts the pressure.
It does. It turns it into a little collaboration. Plus, you might get a great suggestion for a local specialty or something.
Okay, but let's say you do know what you want. Or maybe the server suggests something, like the source mentions a special, maybe grilled salmon. How do you state your choice clearly, but still, politely?
Right. So if they suggest something like, today's special is grilled salmon, and you like the sound of it, you can say, oh, that sounds great. I'll have the salmon, please.
So I'll have. Or the source emphasizes, I'd like.
Right. Yes, exactly. I'd like the chicken sandwich, for instance. Using I'd like, the contraction of I would like, is generally preferred over I want.
Why is that such a big deal? Want versus would like.
Well, want can sound quite direct, almost demanding in a service context. I'd like is softer, more like expressing a preference or a polite request. It just fits that service interaction style better in English. It's subtle, but it makes a difference.
Okay, I'd like the chicken sandwich. Got it. But what if it's not that simple? What if you need to change something? Like, no onions. Or what about allergies? That I'd like structure feels a bit basic for that.
That's a really important point. The source does touch on this indirectly. For simple changes, you often add it on. I'd like the chicken sandwich, but could I have it without onions, please? Still using that polite framing.
Okay, using could I
Yeah.
again.
Right. But for allergies, you need to be much more direct. Politeness is still there, but clarity is paramount. You shift to questions like, does the soup contain nuts? Or stating clearly, I have a severe dairy allergy. Is this dish safe for me?
So you drop the I'd like structure for safety issues
Yeah.
and use direct questions or statements.
Exactly. Safety trumps the usual politeness structure. The server needs unambiguous information there. It's a different kind of communication moment.
That's a really useful distinction. Okay, main course decided. What about drinks? Sometimes they ask about drinks first, don't they?
Often, yeah. Drinks are usually simpler. Again, could I have? Drink works well. Could I have some water, please? Or if it's just water, often you can just say, just water, please. Keeps it quick.
Or I'd like a Coke, using that same structure.
Yep, consistency helps. I'd like a glass of red wine, please. Same pattern.
Okay, so we have the pieces. Let's look at the mini dialogue the source provides. It pulls it all together. It's useful to see the flow, the back and forth.
It really is. It shows how these phrases link up in a real, albeit short, conversation. Let's walk through it.
Okay, so customer walks in. Hi, a table for two, please.
Waiter responds, confirms, leads the way. Of course, right this way. Or something similar. Polite, efficient.
Then, once seated, the customer asks, can I see the menu, please? Proactive.
Yep. Waiter gives the menu, and often this is where the special comes in. Here you go. Today's special is grilled salmon.
And the customer, if they like it, needs to respond quickly and clearly. The example is, that sounds great, I'll have the salmon, please. Using I'll have here, also polite.
Exactly. And notice the please again. Then the drink question naturally follows, anything to drink.
And the simple reply, just water, please.
See how that flows. It's brief, it's polite, it covers all the essential steps of ordering. Practicing that exact sequence can really build confidence.
Yeah, it takes the guesswork out. You're not trying to invent the conversation, you're following a proven pattern. It makes it less intimidating.
Absolutely. It makes it feel more automatic, less like a test every time.
Okay, let's fast forward. Enjoyed the meal, everything was great. Now it's time for the final step, paying. And this is where the source highlights a really specific, kind of tricky language point.
Ah, yes, the final hurdle. And it's a big one, depending on where you are. It's about asking for the thing you pay with.
The bill or the check.
Exactly. That's the split. The source is clear. In the UK, Australia, New Zealand, many places, you ask for the bill. Can I have the bill, please? That's standard.
Not in the US.
Not typically, no. In the US and often in Canada, too, the word you need is check. Can I have the check, please?
Is it really that big a deal? Will they not understand, Bill?
They'll probably understand, yeah, but it immediately marks you as, not from there. It sounds a bit off, slightly foreign. Using check just sounds more natural in a US context. It's one of those small words that signals familiarity.
Any idea why it's different? Why check?
Well, the origin is likely tied to the idea of checking the items and the total, verifying it's correct before you pay. But honestly, now it's just convention. It's just the words they use.
Huh. Interesting.
And there's another cultural point tied to this, the source implies. In the US, you generally have to ask for the check. They don't usually just bring it automatically when you finish eating, unlike in some European countries.
Oh, right. So you need to actively signal you're ready to pay by asking for the check.
Exactly. Knowing to ask for the check and knowing you probably need to ask are both part of navigating that final step smoothly in the US. It avoids that awkward waiting game at the end.
That's a great practical tip. It's not just vocab, it's procedure. Okay, so we've covered the whole journey then. From walking in and asking for a table,
A table for two, please.
to getting the menu,
Can I see the menu, please?
handling recommendations or making your choice,
What do you recommend? Or, I'd like the salmon.
dealing with drinks, maybe substitutions,
Right, maybe using could I for changes.
and finally, closing it out by asking for the payment, using the right word for the region.
Can I have the bill, please? Or can I have the check, please? Crucial difference.
It feels like we've distilled the absolute essentials for getting through that meal successfully.
I think so. It's about having those core phrases ready, understanding the polite structures like I'd like and can I, and knowing that key regional difference at the end. So, okay, for a final thought, a challenge for you listening.
Yeah?
Don't just practice ordering your absolute favorite easy dish. Try practicing ordering it, but with a modification. Use that structure we talked about. I'd like the pasta, but could I substitute the sausage for mushrooms? Something like that.
Adding that layer of complexity.
Exactly. If you can handle that smoothly, the basic order will feel like second nature. It really cements the core phrases and prepares you for, real-world variations. Give that a try before our next deep dive.